Hi creators, and welcome back to another video. I wanted to start this video by saying that I really appreciate you being here with me and watching my videos. I've been working on this channel for a little over 6 months now, and I'm constantly trying to improve what I'm doing. And it truly does mean the world to me that you are watching these videos, that you are subscribing, and that you're tuning in every once in a while as we discuss these different topics on women owned wellness businesses. This is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. Obviously, that is the core of my audience. But I also really love sharing with other people why this industry is so important and why it's so significant, and why now is the perfect time. If you've been thinking about starting your own wellness business, why now is the perfect time to actually start that business. I'm sure you've noticed that the wellness industry has been booming in recent years. I would say since I started my agency in 2019, it really has grown exponentially. Back then, when I started the studio and we wanted to work only with women in wellness, I remember a lot of people told us that we're crazy and that we shouldn't really focus on such a small niche because, our services can be applied to really anyone that needs a brand and a website and everything like that. And I remember knowing that the niche wasn't huge back then, but still sticking to our guns and wanting to work with this industry. Not to veer too far off on this tangent, but if you've been wanting to start your own wellness business, you may have looked around and have noticed that a lot of people are starting wellness businesses. It's a lot more mainstream now. We see it pretty much everywhere. It only takes a little bit of scrolling on TikTok or on YouTube to find people talking about the wellness industry and mindset practices, spirituality, what have you. It really has been booming. But in case you haven't seen that, in case you need a little bit more convincing as to why now is the perfect time to start your wellness business, well, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about a few market trends so you can understand where we are and kind of where we're going in this industry. And maybe that will help make up your mind as to what you could bring to the table and what sort of business that you could start. Okay, so for a little bit of context as to why I wanted to share this video today was because I was in the process of researching what else I can talk about on the channel. If you've been a long-time subscriber, you've noticed that I've changed my style quite a bit. And that is because I'm really trying to deliver the best value to you as a viewer. And I'm constantly trying to see what sort of content resonates with people. In my day-to-day, I really love to talk about business. I get really fired up when women tell me that they have an idea for a business. I just really love hearing the creativity that people have and the passion that they have and the things that they want to build and put out into the world. And without even wanting to, I'm naturally inclined to tell them to pursue that dream. So that is something that I love to talk about in my day to day. And thankfully, I get to do that a lot. My clients obviously are business owners. So I love to get on a discovery call and discuss their ideas with them and encourage them to actually go ahead and build that business. A lot of the times we also talk strategy, things like that. So naturally, I love these calls. I feel like I'm really good at them. It's really my zone of genius, I would say. And I always feel like my clients leave the call having learned something new. And it's just something that I really love. But then when it comes to my content and creating this content for my brand and to help you out there, it's like, how can I best communicate with you to transmit those ideas in a way that's both authentic, that can also resonate with you, and that really can give you value. So far with my content, I try to be a little bit more educational. I also try to be a little bit more aspirational. And I just felt like maybe that sort of content didn't really land. I think it's because there's a ton of competition, especially for the same keywords out there right now. Again, we're talking about the wellness industry. We're talking about an industry that is booming. So obviously, I'm also affected. So I've decided to change the tactic. And this is why I'm constantly thinking about how I can improve my videos and the sort of things that you would like to hear and learn from me. And in doing that research, I came across some articles that I thought that I could share here so that you could benefit from this knowledge and so that you can make better informed decisions when it comes to that business idea that you may be having. So let's dive in. I don't know if you've set up your Google Alerts, but I've been wanting to do it for a very long time and then I never got around to it. And today I set it up and honestly, it's been really cool so far. Obviously, it inspired me to do this video and I recommend it if this is something that you're interested in, if you want to find out more news about your industry or just set up at least a Google Alert for your business so you know what people are looking up and if someone has mentioned you. Okay, so let's dive in. Sai Hotels unveils new brand identity focused on well-being and sustainability. Sai Hotels and Resorts has relaunched with a new identity centered on personal well-being and sustainable travel. And this just made me think about how, oh, this is really cool. Under the theme, peace of mind is the ultimate luxury. So it just shows to you that even hotels are thinking about the rebranding, right? So gone are the days when you go to a hotel and you book a hotel room just to sleep there as you go about your vacation. Now people want more from their vacations. And I've been saying this for years. There's been a huge spike in wellness travel. I've connected with a lot of clients that are building wellness retreats or they're building wellness resorts as well. And I can really see why it's taking a shift towards that. It's because we work so much nowadays. We have very little vacation, especially in the West. So when we do have that time to take a vacation, what do? We're no longer so inclined to book an all inclusive because it just doesn't feel like it caters to the whole being, right? So, what do people want to do instead? They want to book retreats, they want to book things that cater to their mind and body. When you have such a short time to work on yourself and truly find rejuvenation, an all inclusive resort just doesn't cut it. It's actually quite the opposite, right? An all inclusive resort is all about indulgence and wellness retreats are about again reconnecting with your mind, body and spirit, reconnecting with your purpose, which really does deliver a bigger transformation than just a vacation. This just goes to show that smart hotels are investing in new branding and new brand identity. And if we read further, it says right here the relaunch includes guided wellness sessions, local discovery programs, tech enabled or in person check ins, digital detox options, and new dining concepts focused on fresh, sustainably sourced ingredients. So, obviously, these big brands are noticing these trends, right? And they have to include it in their strategy. I remember just a few weeks ago, I had a strategy call with my clients, and we were talking about what was the resort called? Let me find it once. We'll go back up in this document because there are other interesting statistics that we could take a look at. Okay, so Canyon Ranch, right? So even Canyon Ranch, we were talking about this brand and how they've had to pivot their marketing, right? So before they used to cater to 50 plus, let's say, and now they're changing their marketing to include Gen Z and millennials because people are thinking younger and younger about how to take care of themselves, how to take care of their bodies. Gone are the days when we wait until we're sick to actually take care of ourselves. People are now seeking solutions now. They understand the cost of healthcare and they know that preventive healthcare is more important. And they understand that preventive healthcare will benefit them more than the cost of actual healthcare should a serious problem arise. And if we take a look at other key stats that I identified with these clients that I think you will also benefit from, you can see here that 70% of millennials identify wellness as a top lifestyle value and stress is a driving demand. Like this kind of goes back to my point about we're so overworked, we only have 2 weeks. We don't want to spend one of those weeks at an all inclusive. We're so stressed, we need to prioritize a mind body healing, not just sit around and indulge. So, again, 60% are willing to pay more for wellness experiences that reduce stress and anxiety. So, again, if you've been wanting to open a wellness business, this just goes to show how needed these businesses are nowadays and how much people are willing to invest in them. So get to work and start that business. What else? Alternative modalities went mainstream. 50% of people use yoga, meditation, and acupuncture, sound healing for stress relief, and 56% of them use them to improve physical health. So this just goes to show how much this industry is upward trending. Now, the second thing that I wanted to take a look at, it's actually right below that under wellness branding Google Alert. This is a wellness brand that just launched, and I thought it was so cool. First of all, Tammy Hembro's new wellness brand may just be the next big thing in sports nutrition. So that's the article title. And then if we scroll down, we can see that the brand is called Selfish Subs. So honestly, A plus for the name. Selfish is such a cool, edgy name for a sports nutrition brand. First of all, because women are not really allowed to be selfish. So it's almost like you have a visceral reaction when you read something like that that's made for women. And second of all, I wanted to point out this brand because, first of all, the name is really cool. Second of all, their marketing is really cute as well. I love the red. I think it really, really works here. But the best part about this is that it's an innovative product, right? So there are no supplement brands that cater specifically to women. So what did this creator do? She designed exactly that, right? So she identified the gap in the market and then she introduced her supplements. Obviously, she is also, as I'm reading here, she's a fitness influencer. So she was already in the industry and could easily identify that gap. But this, again, just goes to show how much room there is to grow in this industry, how much space there is. There is space for your idea, and with the right branding and with the right marketing message, you too can make a brand that stands out and a brand that is in line with your values and your lifestyle. So let's see what she says here. Fitness isn't a one size fits all. Our own journeys have seen wins, false starts, and everything in between. After years in the fitness and sports nutrition world, we've connected with countless women who felt overlooked or intimidated by protein brands. So again, this is really a need in the market. I just found out about this brand today, and I'm also willing to check them out just because their marketing is so good. I love their story. And again, this just goes to also point out how important storytelling is when it comes to your brand, which can be a whole video in and of itself. I'm so sorry that I'm going off on these tangents. Like I said, this is a new video format, so it may work, it may not. Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you watching and putting up with my experiments. Okay, what else came through my email? Oh, this is another one that came in my email. Wellness consumers have 1 trillion to spend. That is a good title. Now imagine just a portion of these buy from you. And I'm really showing you all of these articles just to remind you that you are capable of doing so much. First of all, your idea could be the thing that the market needs right now. And if it's not, you can create an idea. You can create a signature program. I was just working with another client a few weeks ago to create a signature program for herself. There's just so much that you can create in the wellness world. And right now, people are seeking the transformations that you can offer. So if you take anything away from this video, is that now it's the time to open that business for yourself. You know you've been wanting to open it. You know you have a gift. You know you have a talent, and you can absolutely carve a niche for yourself and be super successful at that. That is so much money that's going to be spent in the coming years. What does it say here? Big spender. US consumers prioritizing well-being wield 1.1 trillion in spending power. And I'm not just saying that it's all about the money, but money is a big part of it. Money tells you where the market is going. Building blocks. Physical health remains foundational, with exercise and nutrition leading the way. And this is exactly the brand that we talked about, Selfish. Again, she was able to create something that has a good story, something that people actually need, and in a climate that supports the launch of such a product. Mind matters. Again, 77% of Americans prioritize mental health, with desire for better sleep and work-life balance being top of mind. So again, more proof that now is the perfect time to start a business. And I have even more. Checking in and zoning out from Business Traveler, how wellness tourism is transforming the way we travel. And this is specifically important for those of you that can do retreats. I love retreats. I love when clients come to me wanting to build a wellness business centered around retreats, because it's a good way to create an unforgettable experience for someone. The retreats are the perfect containers that are conducive to actual real transformation. And for you as the business owner, it gives you the opportunity to work less and make a bigger impact in a shorter period of time. I have clients that run 5 retreats a year, and that is enough. And you too can build a business like that. You too can have an idea and do that. Because again, like we were talking at the beginning of the video, and if you can make it really, really good, everybody's gonna want to pay you for that. Think about the media today. Think about Nine Perfect Strangers is a perfect example of that model. Think about even the White Lotus touches on this as well, right? Wellness retreat tourism, So it's like people are so primed for these kind of experiences, and they're seeking that transformation. They're seeking specifically that type of experience. So if you are one to be able to offer that, why not put it out there? Why not meet the people where they are? So again, this is a perfect article as to why wellness tourism is transforming the way we travel. These had some really good stats, but here predicted to be worth already an impressive 637 billion in 2022. The projection has now surged to a whooping 1.35 trillion anticipated by 2028. That is insane growth. Where a hotel could once get away with only having a casual spa treatment here and there as its wellness offerings, nowadays properties are realizing that guests need more. Again, this goes back to the beginning of the video where we started with the Sai hotels. Such a perfect time. And I'm not saying that you have to build $1 million business. You can just build a business for yourself that can sustain you, that can sustain your family, and that can be anything that you imagine it to be. And then from that point on, you can grow it to however big you think you can manage. But it's like start that business. We're still at the beginning, right? The market is not saturated. It seems like it is, but this is the best time to get into it when it's booming. I started my business 6 years ago, and I can tell you that it has exploded since. But at the same time, people have to stick with it. You have to have a good idea. You have to have good branding. You have to have dedication. And if you have all of these, if you have a combination of all of these factors, then you can be really, really successful. The market is ready to welcome you, and your audience is ready to welcome you. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you again for sticking with me through these format changes. And please, I would really, really appreciate it if you let me know in the comments if you like this video, if you wanted me to do more updates on what the wellness industry is or what kind of things you should be looking out for. It would be my pleasure to do so and to help you out on this journey. If this is your first time watching, I'm Vanessa from Zen, a branding and web design studio that focuses on helping women in wellness. We have some really good projects that I think you'd enjoy, so head over to our Instagram page if you want to see our work. And we also have a very useful blog that can help you as you continue to grow your wellness business. My bookings are also open, so if you want to book a discovery call and talk more about your idea, I would be more than happy to help you detangle your ideas and actually come up with a clear plan of what steps you should take to move forward. I'll leave all of that in the description below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.